The 20th annual Mother's Day Walk for Peace will take place Sunday, May 8th. The goal is to raise money for programs in violence prevention and healing. To tell us about the walk, the cause, and the new route are two guests from the sponsoring group, the Louis D. Brown Peace Institute, the program coordinator, Alexandra Chery, and the program director, Rachel Rodrigues. And thank you both very much for being with us.
Thanks for having us.
I want to start with Alexandra Chery. For people who don't know exactly what the Institute does, talk about it, because a lot of this is behind the scenes and it doesn't get noticed.
Absolutely. So the Peace Institute is a center of healing, teaching, and learning for all families impacted by murder, trauma, grief, and loss. One of the major things that we work to reject is that victim-offender binary that says one family is less than or is not worthy of receiving services because of the circumstances surrounding their loved one's murder. So we really work with all families to make sure that everybody is treated equitably and has the resources.
And the trauma, this is not something that you get over in a couple of weeks. It can be years, really.
It's a journey. It's a lifelong journey. And we truly believe that, and we hold people wherever they're at on their journey.
Rachel, there's going to be, speaking of journeys here, a change in the route for this walk. It was entirely in Dorchester before. I almost know it by heart, but
Yep.
Why change it?
Well, the vision has been from the start for this to be a citywide walk and for all the neighborhoods of Boston to be really involved in this. One of our mentors, Dr. Deborah Prothero-Stith, says something in one of her books that she wrote, that violence is not the problem of one neighborhood or one community, and the solutions to that problem should not be left up to one neighborhood or community. We all need to own the solutions. And from the start of the walk, it's always been a vision for it to engage many, many neighborhoods across the city and for everybody to come from their different neighborhood and converge in one place at City Hall. So this is really our 20th year, and that vision is beginning to come to fruition.
And you're still starting near Fields Corner, correct?
Yeah, so we're still starting at Fields Corner in Townfield Park. There's a couple different options. You could start at Townfield Park, the usual spot. The registration opens at 6. The speaking program's at 8. And then we're walking, and we're gonna stop very briefly at Madison Park High School. And there's also gonna be an opening program there at 9:15 a.m. So people can start at Madison Park. And then together, we're going to meet up and walk to City Hall.
Coming back to Alexandra, what about the goals for this walk?
So we have an ambitious goal of $600,000. That is how much we're looking to raise, and that's really to support the programs of the Peace Institute. One major one is the Intergenerational Justice Program, and that program is working with families whose loved ones are incarcerated or who are returning to the community after being incarcerated for murder.
Okay. Coming back to Rachel, talk about the experience of the walk. I mean, who you see. It could be isolated individuals, but a lot of the time you have groups, and they seem to be enjoying themselves.
Yeah, I mean, it's a walk, and people are definitely walking in memory of their loved ones who have been lost to violence. But they're out there and they're celebrating that memory. And so it's families who are coming out. It's the many, many organizations from across the city and across the state who are all working towards healing and working for peace. And it's a lot of our suburban allies who are coming out too. The faith community from suburban neighborhoods come out really, really huge, and they see it as an opportunity to follow the leadership of people who have been most impacted by this issue of violence and to take leadership from them and to be in solidarity. So you see it really a range and everybody just walking towards the same ultimate goal of peace.
Alexandra, of course, Louis C. Brown was your brother, and you've certainly learned this lesson in your family that the people who are sometimes hurt the most can help the most. That's a power, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, our tagline at the Peace Institute is transforming pain and anger into power and action. And I'm humbled and blessed to be in a position where I can use my experiences as a 4-year-old who went through something so tragic to be there for other 4-year-olds, and to also hold that, you know, the 4-year-old on the other end of that murder who was in, you know, the other young man's family is also someone who should be treated with dignity and compassion and respect and love.
Rachel, if people would like to find us some more information about how to get out there and help with this walk, what's the best way to look that up?
The best thing to do is to go to our website, mothersdaywalk4peace.org.
All right, thank you both very much for being with us.
Thank you.
Rachel Rodrigues and Alexandra Chery.